Hello, it's Mr. Invisible again, talking to the invisible people. And this time I decided to go a little bit more playful, because clearly that's the only way forward. A very good friend of mine, that her voice gets me quite often. She says, "Good morning, lights." She recommended that I ground myself and, connect my bare feet with the earth. And I was thinking, okay, I can do that, but I could go a step further. And I decided to go full naked, and I've been rolling around in these woods for a little while now. And I've got to tell you, I'm feeling extra grounded. A lady went by with a dog, and it's seriously lucky I am invisible, because clearly that would have been awkward. So please, would all the ladies close their eyes, because I'm about to sit down in just a second. So please, close your eyes. And here we go. Oh, only kidding. I was only joking. I'm joking. I did do the naked thing though, and I have to admit, recommend it to everyone. Clearly this one's going to be playful. You thought I wouldn't be playful? This is Circo Pequeno. I'm going to call this one Memories. Magic Memories. Because, first though, I've missed you. All the invisible people, I've missed you so much. For so long. But in this last week, I missed you again. And I'm just feeling closer and closer. And I've been at work again, on my knees again since I last talked to you, for another 5 days. So clearly, I'm making up for something, isn't it? I'm painting these cobbles with acid to clean off the surface on a driveway. And it's been brilliant. 16,000 cobbles, more or less. I stopped counting after about 3. But look, what I want to do with you today is make memories, because it was pointed out by my favourite person that memories play an integral role in our lives. And of course they do. Just think about it. What you indulge in every single day are quite often your memories. And they run that film, they run that narrative in your life. And it's obvious stuff, but there's nothing like being reminded by your favourite person. And he reminded me again. And I realised, yeah, man, that is just it. That is the narrative that we can all create. And so my attempt today is to create some first memories. You know what it's like. And you meet a friend, start a relationship, start whatever. Almost all first interactions involve that exact thing, that memory. That often that first thing will just spark something. And I realised I want to do exactly that. I want to spark exactly that. it's been exciting me for days, you know. It's nearly going to go dark probably when I'm talking. The sun's right in my face. And so taking that narrative of memories, why not instill some of the most basic things that I've learned? My favourite person when I was a child, you know, I learned, and this is a good memory. When you point a finger, you've got 3 pointing back at you. And that is a lesson in itself. That lesson has returned to me throughout my life. And I would like it to return. It's 101. Judgment. Don't do it. Simple as that. You know, what you give to another should only be good. It should only be good. So there's a little first memory. Other stuff. Well, clearly I'm going to be a little bit playful today because I realised it's full moon, guys, and this is full moon energy. And she's going to be coming up just behind me soon. And I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon with absolute longing to be with you guys. I'm breaking this wall down. We are in a time of the greatest change ever, the greatest possibility ever. Right now. And it's so exciting. Anyway, go into some more memories in a minute. Wanted to do, I intended to do. So I'll try and stick to some sort of something. A little update, if you like, on my April Fools. I guess someone might have watched it. My April Fools was about my chalet, which I'm back here trying to salvage and all that stuff, you know. And I've got to say sorry to the lawyers, you know. I had a little go at you, and I'm sorry. You're a bit like traffic wardens. You can't help it. I won't have any more goes at you, though, because you were just doing your job. And the truth was it's Plymouth City Council who sent a letter to everyone making very clear they didn't want any publicity. So I thought this is a perfect way not to give you any publicity whatsoever, because no one's listening to me. So Plymouth City Council, what are you doing with my cliffs, man? With Mount Edgecombe? What's going on? You know, seriously, what are you doing? You know, because a load of people lost their chalets. One man committed suicide in a chalet, which you got to see these places. That's not easy. Not easy at all. So I'll keep it light, though. But Plymouth City Council, I understand why you don't want any publicity, because what you're doing is wrong. But hey, I guess you won't care. And of course, over the water, Mr. What do I call him now? Mr. Trump. Dude. Highest treason ever. I mean, what's coming out, which was what was obvious all along, to anyone with a brain was you committed the highest treason and continued to day after day after day. And you took 70 million people with you because you are a lunatic. I'm sorry, someone's got to point this out. If the DOJ don't, I don't know what should happen. You should lock yourself up, dude. Because this is insanity. You thought you were so far above the law. Premeditated highest treason. But hey, let's keep it light, shall we? But I reckon you're going to need those, that fresh underwear. And your sphincter muscles are about to give up for good, okay? And all those people still supporting you, are there? Or is your party finally waking up and realising their only survival is to turn on you, which would be so normal, dog eat dog. And Mr. Bannon. Mate. Anyway, they're not the memories I want to stick with, but I just wanted to stick my boot in a bit, because he's the other man, isn't he? Lighten up. Right. I told you this was going to be a little bit playful. Champions. This is honestly going to be so your thing that this is why the powers that be, or the powers that were, are so scared and playing every hand they've got and losing. They're so scared because of you lot, the champions. Because you outnumber them in every way. You outnumber them in numbers, you outnumber them in intellect, you outnumber them in technology, you outnumber them in votes. So like I say, I'm not political, but I think it's time to play your hands over these next years. If we want change, and it must happen, and it will happen, it's you guys, it's the champions. And not just in the States, worldwide, you know. I told you I was the trees champion at some point. Now, I didn't bring this up much, but here I am, with some trees. Bolsonaro, Brazil. Heard and seen some shocking statistics, dude. You cut down more trees than before, and that was bad already. I don't want to get heavy with you, but we're beyond the point now. This is not cool anymore. We need to get serious. We need to understand this planet. And the leaders, you're not helping. You're not helping at all. Not even minutely. I don't see where you're coming from. You're all liars. It's like there's this filter through politics that all the good people get filtered out at the beginning. What are you, mafia? This can and must and will change if we all start to hold on to that. It's got to. The trees have told me, it's out of order. You can't go doing that. We all need the trees. Anyway. Hey, imagine those first memories when you meet someone. I don't want to make memories of all my hitting and smashing. That was nothing. I didn't do anything. I was just pointing shit out. I want memories of, what it's like, when you just sort of like feel an affinity to someone and it's just simple. And I'm going to tell you, invisible people, I'm feeling a lot of affinity to you lot. Because we've got something in common. We're invisible. And I realised that's something to build on. And perhaps we can make ourselves visible. And what are the first memories? I'll share some of mine. That's what I do. I got a mate here, Will. And he remembers when I was first at school. And I like at Millbrook School. And I was in there, I was like 5, I guess, 4 or 5 or something. And I was in there and I broke my pencil trying to write my name right at the top of the paper. And he remembers this to this day. I know he does. I've talked about it. And I broke my pencil and then I was trying to write my name with just a tiny bit of lead. And that was so, like, the teacher came over, saw me doing it and smacked it out of my hand, and Will felt so sorry for me. And I felt sorry for me as well, I remember. And one of my oldest friends, Rosie, was right there as well. And you have to realise how important it is, especially with a child. Kindness is the highest form of intelligence. The highest form. And yet in this world, that other thing is kind of carried through. No, you've got to be strong and this and that. And it's like, slap it down as intelligent. No, that's the highest form of stupidity. And if we want our children to grow with confidence, with good memories, this is the key. These memories can be put in from the beginning. And they must be. Our children must have good memories. And that will be the highest form of intelligence. And we will produce the greatest beings ever here. And it's that sense of play, sense of contact, sense of communication, sense of compassion are the keys to this realization. And all the ones that say it's not, I'm sorry, you're running a different tape. Because this is about the youngsters now. Every single generation's responsibility should be to hand on the beautiful thing they've got to the next generation, regardless of what happens to them. And this is where the politicians have lost the plot, because you're not doing it. You're not even trying. Don't get heavy. Don't slap them. But I wanted today I was thinking about it all day at work. It is again that thing, I want to be with the invisible people. And more I am. I feel you so close. Just through this veil. You're all there. What's stopping it? Divine timing? Acceptance? My not being ready? You know, this is one of my, someone pointed out to me, it's like, don't wish for something you're not prepared for. And that's very real, So there's clearly a higher hand at work. And I thank God for that. There's something orchestrating from such a level that should bring awe into every one of our lives. That we are truly in a time of the most awesome change that, of course, can be heavy. But if you can step into that flow and just surrender, I know it's a lot to ask, but it is quite simply essential right now. And I just gotta say, imagine the memories we can form. Magic memories. We can have memories of our past. We can have memories I'm trying to form right now with you. That I love you. That's without question. And I have no need for shame or fear. I am beyond that. I can say that, and I know you hear me. Universe, I know you hear me. Angels, I know you hear me. Guardian angels, I know you hear me. And so with that certainty, we can join. We can join once and for all, and we can actually build from this base